right, kids. We finally found garnierite. It wasn't the deposit we wanted, but it was the one we needed. I spent a lot of time looking for that one. Like, I mean, I spent, let's see here, blah, 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 there we are, on. Over there. That was not fun. It was an awful lot of making ladders and digging down, and I don't know how many prospectors picks. Although I have found out that for I've been going over, I'm going to put this, the amount you use a tool, or the longevity of a tool versus the amount of time it takes to make one. Now, I made a couple iron axes, steel axes, I made a steel saw. Some of these things are pretty kind of specialized use. Like you need a steel saw to make certain things. You need steel hammers to make certain things. But then there are some things that you just don't need to be steel. Like I figure that the amount of effort it takes to build an iron or a steel axe, I can cast several of them in bronze in the same amount of time. The same thing with scythes. Yeah, I'm still using stone shovels because you use if you did all of this was a lot of shoveling. And I'm willing to have it take a little bit longer and use stone stuff than I am to spend bronze on it. So far, the only things that have really been required that they be metal. Picks. Saws, because you can't make a stone saw. Yeah, chisels have to be. I'd rather cast them. I've made, to date, one steel chisel. I only use it for crafting. Same thing with the hammers. Only ever use them on the anvils. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just freaking beautiful? Pig? I don't know what it is with these stupid things. Because if I knock this down far enough, he'll just climb right up there and bounce around. As you see, made a bunch of black steel. This stuff is not fun to make. I mean, it's just not fun. I don't have an arc furnace. That's a immersive engineering thing you have to kind of research. This thing you have to beat out on an anvil. You can't make it anywhere else. Steel. Oh, these guys are easy, right? Steel and pig iron. So far we've got, got this guy running pretty good. I've got this guy here running. Gets me all the ingredients, right? Gets me all the bits and pieces I need to get to this. But now that we've got black steel, we can actually get into a lot of things. Like killing a pig for being a pain in the butt. Our first real decent tech project. I would go for a crusher. Crusher is... Where did I hide that book for myself? There it is. Machinery. Yeah, the crusher. Do a lot of neat things with it. You see these? 9 hoppers. How long did it take me to make 2 last time? Yeah, F that. If we can find some way to automate hoppers, I'll do it, but I ain't making a crusher until then. The arc furnace. Good gravy. I've actually never even looked at this thing. Not a reactor. Arc. Ah, that's an Iron Man joke, isn't it? It's got a lot of stuff I don't quite get yet. This is what I want to make. Because if you know me, I tend to leave the kind of vanilla tools behind as soon as I can. I love drills. Drills are great. Problem is, this one requires a whole bunch of whack stuff. Like, what heavy engineering blocks cost? Heavy alabaster. Can't make it. A whole bunch of stuff in decorations I've never even looked at, really. Heavy. Let's narrow that down a little. Steel. Yeah, this is, like, seriously. I need electrum. You only get electrum? Not a lot of things. Grit and dust are, like, okay, seriously? You gonna make me do this? Seriously? Like, I don't even know how to... Well, that's not bad. I didn't realize that. So that would be an ingot, and that would be two. So I guess I gotta build an enrichment chamber, don't I? What the hell does that thing cost? Enrichment chamber. Good, you gotta be friggin' kidding me. Oh, god damn it. Oh, why do you do this to me? Yeah, so. Awesome! Well, we're going to have to step up into red buckets and red, up to red steel anyway. If we want to make any of the, well, for starters, if we want to be able to move liquids around, right? Like, I want to keep this pond, but I want to knock it out to here. I knock those blocks out. I want to knock these blocks out. Maybe put a couple more decorations in there or something. I'd like to put a boat in there, but they blow up every now and then. So our first real bit is going to have to be some way to power all the stuff we want to do. That guy's not going to handle it. Like, I can build lots of those little LV capacitor what's-its that I've got hooked up behind the rowing machine. Not going to help a lot. I gotta mow this place again. And there doesn't, right? We still can't build the farm blocks. Oh, this farmland, oh, that's all in there too now. Yeah, we can't build the farm blocks. Nope, and yeah, so there's no automated farming in this. Well, no modded automated farming. Sugarcane and these guys, right, like that. The problem would be that I would have to build, grow. That I would have to make a whole bunch of hoppers. Yeah. Or be able to move liquids around. And then I could farm this stuff with pistons. Kind of the same way you build a vanilla sugarcane farm. Because it breaks the same way. Could do that. That's a lot of pistons, though. That's a lot. Well, what am I saying? It's just iron. Iron we've got a ton of. Redstone we're not too bad on. But, yeah, it's still the fact that I have to build hoppers. How much do you think I want to build hoppers? Not, Raj? Yeah, I think you're correct. Ooh. That's going to be... So what are our power options before I get into anything here? We need biodiesel to run a drill. We also need biodiesel to run a diesel generator. The problem is we need to power all those stupid things before we get into that, right? And as far as immersive engineering goes, we have kinetic dynamos right now. Not a fan of the lightning rod. Yeah, that's it for immersive. It's just one thing we can build. Mekanism. There is. I gotta build this thing one of these days. These electric refrigerated chests. I don't know. Apparently they've been... the mod pack authors added this thing in here because a bunch of us, you want long-term storage for certain types of food, especially when it comes to grains, which you can't pickle. And I had that farm on the other side. I've just been planting and harvesting and planting and harvesting and planting and harvesting over and over again. You put the stuff in a clay vessel. You come back to every now and then and just watch it disintegrate. And the sun's going down. Let's get into bed here real quick. Yeah. In case you didn't see, I used my watch. I built a Bibliocraft clock over there. It's because I liked the way it looked. It was a fairly cheap thing. I kind of like the ticking noise. Reminds me that there's some kind of technology in my base, even if it's just a clock. If this is going to let me sleep, I can show you something else I got to do here. Here we are, and we're down. Is that a giant wad of chickens? You hear that giant wad of chickens? That, hang on, gotta eat, gotta drink. Yeah, this giant wad of chickens over here. There's a giant wad of barrels. You're all gonna die. Every last one of you in there are gonna die. And then a whole bunch of these will die too. I'll keep a few of them around. I'm not keeping that many of them around. Kind of let it get away on me. So for power, what do we have again? In Mekanism, we had words, all these words, some more words. Precision sawmill. Get real. What the hell do you do? No idea. But there's a... I can't even pronounce that one. There's a couple of generators in here. The one I like the most is the solar generator, which is right there. Yeah. These things here, the panels are easy to make. Just you have iron and redstone. But then it's black steel sheets. This is the mean part, the compressed diamond. Yes, you can. You can get diamonds in this game. You know how? Over here. That's how. Goddamn Pneumaticraft, which is another thing I have to branch into. Thing is, the diamonds give us, well, it's the amount of crap you can make with a diamond, you know? Like, we need it for a refinery. Might build this, don't know yet. It's a whole bunch of open computer stuff I'm not going to get into because I don't pretend to understand it. I don't know what that does. The rock crusher's actually got a few interesting recipes. And then you need it for all that stuff. Which means we're going to have to TNT some iron to build a pressure chamber. If you watched how much fun I had with Pneumaticraft in Crash Landings, how much fun do you think I'm going to have here? So what are we going to do here? We've got probably the only things we can really make right now is we can make a fermenter. Well, where are we here? Back. Bodies there. This thing is just blocks. More blocks. This I forgot about. I have to go get a bunch of freaking lapis lazuli. I'm not even sure I've found lupus yet. Did I prospect up some of it? Let's see here. Lupus. 1,000 blocks away. Oh yeah, I had some, yeah. I think those are roughly the same area. They're not terribly far apart. I'm not going to try to triangulate that. But I know what's over there. So I can build some of those. The problem is going to be where to put it. Now, without adding more space in the base, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. Don't have room in the workshops, and I don't want to, it's a machine. It's a great big bulky ass machine, like everything in Immersive Engineering, which is kind of why I like it. It's a great big bulky machine, and I may have to put it out here. The problem is that would mean filling in this. But if I make a red steel bucket, I can move water anyway. And red steel isn't really that hard to make. Where are we here? Red steel. High carbon red steel, weak red steel. Words. This might seem like it takes a lot, but in reality, if you boil this down, you've got we got rear loud. Can't do this by individuals because this only goes to 55 to 60. So that would be. Let's think this through here. Ta-da. 2, 2, 3, and 7. Then I would need 12 of these. Well, that's not right. I'll math it out somehow. I'm not gonna math it out on camera. That would just drive you more mad than it would drive me. But it's probably gonna have to go here. If not for space reasons, then because I'll have to run a cable off of there. Probably have to build another windmill, which is okay because now that we're up there, these things aren't that difficult to do. But granted, it's the aesthetic challenge of running a bunch of carpenter's blocks up there. And yeah, those are carpenter's blocks, which the guys, the mod authors on Reddit showed how to make them work. But now that I know how, I'm not sure if I want to use them. I've got kind of used to the flat tops of my buildings here. And originally what I wanted was slope roofs. At least on these parts here. I can't do a sloped roof on that part because, well, furnaces. Although I guess I kind of could, because I can just poke them out the top. I mean, this blast furnace I don't use anymore. It's here for just because I like the way it looks. Although I may have to tear it out. I don't really want to decommission it. I kind of like it being there. Move you over 2. I could put it here, right? Put the bloomery here, that there. Again, just because I want to keep it around. We'll think of something. That's more aesthetic stuff. But what we're going to have to do is take an awful lot of our iron and a whole bunch of our copper. We're going to have to make us a whole bunch of engineering blocks. Because, I can get that. Because I'm going to need both of these. And it tells you all this stuff. Yeah, none of this stuff actually exists in the game. Right? Seeds. Yeah, okay, seeds. You can use the seeds that come from your farming. But unlike vanilla, those seeds are kind of limited. You don't get the huge amounts you get from other stuff. So seeds aren't an option. So just industrial. You'll get pumpkin seeds. If you got pumpkin seeds, I would have no problem lighting this world up. This guy's a sugar cane. I think it needs water too. And then this guy is just a giant pile of blocks. Heavy blocks, such and stuff. But that'll get us from... So I'm going to have to do something where I don't want to run that generator all the time, like until I have a proper kind of automated farming system. That's going to be either big or it's going to be ugly. If you've built a sugarcane farm in vanilla, you know they're not terribly pretty, right? There's not a lot you can do to make them pretty. In this game, we could bury them. Then we have the problem of bringing stuff back up. I mean, we do have Mekanism pipes. The problem being that they don't pump stuff out automatically, right? Like if I built an automated farm, it would run everything into a hopper, into a chest of some kind, and then you have to get it back out again. That's not really... I don't know how to do that in this pack. Do not silk touch ores may corrupt world. I'm never building that anyway. So, between now and then, which will probably be another week worth of gameplay, we'll have a bunch of stuff over here. Because I just realized how long I've been going. I don't really have anything I can edit out of this one. Just all talky stuff. Yeah, we're going to cut. I just sat there, I had to sneeze a bunch. We're going to... I don't know. I might record constructing some of it, and then fast motion it, once I figure out how I'm going to do it with the technology available. And then next time, we're definitely going to actually have some goddamn tech in this map. Some real machines. We'll only be 11 episodes in before we're actually doing something important. I'll see you guys then.